Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and in this case we're going to be checking out how to use a Winchester 22 long rifle lever action carbine. First of all, as always, gun safety rules. Guns are always loaded. We always keep our finger off the trigger guard until the moment we're ready to fire. We always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction, and we're sure of our target and what's behind it. So the first thing we're going to be doing is making sure the gun is safe to use. And seeing that it's empty, we first remove the rod from the tubular magazine, and we operate the actions to check that the chamber is empty, and effectively so the gun is indeed empty. Our Winchester has basically three controls. We have, of course, the lever action, which is going to be feeding and ejecting each round we fire. You also have the hammer, which is the one that drops and fires the round, and you have the trigger, that's the one that releases the hammer in single action, so as to do so. It doesn't have any external safety, these older Winchester models, but what you have is a half cock, which allows you to somewhat carry the rifle ready to fire at a short moment of notice in case you're hunting with it. Instead of working the lever and making a louder sound, you have it in this position, half cocked, and you finish cocking and then you fire. This is of course not a safety feature, so keep that in mind when in use. Now, this is a gun that uses 22 long rifle. Let's see if that focus is there. Uses 22 long rifle, short, long, and can use either one of those three. And the capacity will depend on those. For 22 long rifle, you have 15 round capacity, and it's up to 20, I believe, with some of the shorter rounds. So let's see how this works. First of all, what we're going to be doing is feeding a few rounds. Here I have a few dummy rounds as to demonstrate. You have the cut. This is typically the way in which most 22 long rifle lever actions work, but there are models from Henry that are in 357 Magnum, 44, 45 that also use a similar method. If not, they are feeded on the receiver, on the side of the receiver. But this is most typical for 22. So point it forward. That's how you feed those, and once you're done, you replace the magazine rod like so. And now you have the gun, has a little notch there. Now the gun is loaded, and so as to shoot it, what you do is work the action. Now that's going to be feeding around, and from now you can shoot the gun. Just pull the trigger using those sights. Once you fire, you have to eject the fire round, the empty case, and then when you go back, you feed another one. Now, typically you see this in movies where they fire, pause, eventually work the lever action again. Actually, the way in which you should be using this is once you shoot the gun, you immediately load another round. Right, you fire, you load it again, and that's how, with proper muscle memory, you become very fast when using this type of firearm. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Keep in mind that if you like my take on survival and preparedness, there's my books available in Amazon, Street Survival Skills and the Modern Survival Manual, Surviving the Economic Collapse, both relevant to what's happening right now, many parts of the world. See you on our next video. Have an awesome day.